Good morning, class. Today we're working on Unit 2, Lesson 1, Remembering, and this has some review of adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators and adding and subtracting mixed numbers. We'll go ahead and do a little refresher. Number 1 reads 1/3 plus 1/7 equals. We have to find a common denominator in order to add these. And in this case, a common denominator between 3 and 7 is just multiplying them by each other. So I'm going to multiply this side, top and bottom, by 7. Remember, whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. And on this side, we're going to multiply top and bottom by 3. And that becomes 1 times 7 is equal to 7. 7 times 3 is equal to 21. And 3 times 1 is equal to 3. And 3 times 7 is equal to 21. And now we just simply add 7 plus 3 is equal to 10 over 21. And 10 21sts. Remember, when you're adding and subtracting, you've got to find that common denominator. Okay, let's go down to number 4. One is subtract. And here we have 4/5 minus 1/8. And we could just multiply them again by each other. Okay, this side we're going to multiply by 5, top and bottom. And this side we're going to multiply by 8, top and bottom. 4 times 8 is equal to 32 over 40. Minus 5 times 1 is equal to 5, and 8 times 5 is equal to 40. So we have 32 minus 5 equal to 27 over 40. So 27 40ths. And please make sure on these problems, they give you a place to work in between the problems so that you can show me your work. That way, if we're having any kind of issues or something's incorrect, we can see where things went wrong. We'll go down to number 7 and we will review adding and subtracting mixed numbers. And with number 7 it reads 5 minus 3 and 5/8. Okay, and because we don't have a fraction up here with the 5, we need to borrow from that 5. When we borrow from the 5 becomes a 4. And we've taken one whole out. And in order to write that one whole as a fraction, we need to look at the fraction down below. And 1 whole in eighths is equal to 8/8. So now we have 4 and 8/8 minus 3 and 5/8. And 8 minus 5 is equal to 3. Our denominator stays the same, and 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. So we have 1 and 3/8. And don't forget, when you're borrowing, make sure that you're identifying the fraction that you're going to be using in the problem. And in that case, it was eighths. Let's go ahead and look at number 9. We have 11 and 2/5, and from that we are subtracting 6 and 3/20. Okay, this is another case here where we can see that we can't actually just do the subtraction because we have to get a common denominator. Okay, and a common denominator between 5 and 20. Well, 5 can go into 20 because 5 times 4 is equal to 20. So we're going to multiply top and bottom, okay, by 4. And so this becomes now 11, and 2 times 4 is equal to 8, and 5 times 4 is equal to 20, minus 6 and 3/20. And here we have to subtract our numerators. 8 minus 3 is equal to 5. Our denominator stays the same, and 11 minus 6 is equal to 5. So our answer is 5 and 5/20. And when we have 5 and 5/20, remember we can also reduce because 5 can go into both 5 and 20. So 5 can go into 5 once, and 5 can go into 20 4 times. So we have 5 and 1/4. I would accept either answer, 5 and 5/20, or 5 and 1/4 for that question, number 9. going to go ahead and look at our word problem. We have a word problem for number 10, and it reads, Kennedy served 15 3/4 hours of volunteer service last month. She served 21 5/6 hours of volunteer service this month. How many more hours did she serve this month? Okay, so we're trying to figure out how many more hours this month. That means that you're going to create a subtraction problem. Okay, and in your subtraction problem, we have 21 5/6, and from that, we're subtracting 15 3/4. Okay, now we know that we have 6 and 4 as our denominators, and we know that those are both factors of 24, but they're also both factors of 12. We can multiply top and bottom of this by 2 to get 12 as a denominator, and top and bottom of our bottom number times 3 to get 12. So we now have 21, and 5 times 2 is equal to 10, 6 times 2 is equal to 12. And then we have 15, and we have 3 times 3 is equal to 9, and 4 times 3 is equal to 12. And then you can subtract. Okay, numerators, 10 minus 9 is equal to 1. Our denominator stays the same. And 21 minus 15 is equal to 6. So 6 1/2 hours more would be your answer for number 10. 6 1/2 hours more. You do not have to complete Stretch Your Thinking, so you can go ahead and put a line through Stretch Your Thinking. Please go back and complete 2, 3, 5, 6, and 8 on your own. When you've finished, make sure that you take a picture, check to make sure that I'm going to be able to read your picture, attach it to the assignment, upload it, and turn it in. Thank you.